Unfortunately, you can't finish up the season with a concussion, but when you take a look at this season, how different was this year for you from year one?
Excuse me. I say this year, I guess the game kind of slowed down. Things like that only come from playing and experiencing the NBA in general. But just playing games, playing ball at this level, I think it just slowed down, and yeah, I think I had more fun.
Is there anything specific this summer that you're looking at and saying, I need to get better at this, I need to work on this summer?
Like I always say, everything. I try to touch every aspect of the game in the summer, but I think more specifically, I say just more consistency in my technique, on my shots, where I know I'm going to get my shots from, how to create off the bounce, finishing, left hands, but off the 1-2, not off too high, all different angles on the backboard, left and right, floater, touch, continue to learn how to move my body as one and to not, bend over while I'm running, but, like I said, move my body as one and move kind of like my body into space. Things like that. I don't know. That kind of don't make sense for y'all, but, yeah, I just think about it.
What's the
Greatest answer to that question ever, by the way.
What's the thing that you enjoy the most in your second year of career?
Oh, my goodness. The 10 game. That was fun. I kind of seeing a little bit of who we are, kind of got our swag there. And man, when we get our swag like that, it's tough to stop. It's tough to stop. Fun to watch, over the film and things like that. Just fun to watch the games and like I said, we all, like I always say, we harp on our defense, and when we play defense like that during that stretch, and throughout the most of the year, really, I think we were a really solid defensive team, and that was just fun to be a part of.
You zeroed in just there on a lot of technical things with your game. Do you think that's what maybe led to some of your turnarounds, like focusing in on granular details, or was it something bigger?
No, it was just exactly that. Just because obviously, everybody comes in the league with a skill, with the main skill sets, I guess, but the greats only, kind of unique in their own way and how they move, how they go on about it, how they, break down their films and things like that. So I think, when you're at a high level like this, you have to kind of be more specific and kind of what your role is and how you could be great in that role and be great as a player.
Your reaction to Chauncey's contract extension today?
Man, congratulations, man. It was cool to see that. He got extended. I told him, dapped him up when I seen him and while I was going to the weight room to get on that bike and things like that. But man, just happy for him.
Obviously, professional athletes adjust to coaching changes all the time, but how important is it to your development to maintain that relationship with the head coach and not have to have a change there?
I thought about that and I was like, dang, that's probably 1 in a million. It probably doesn't happen too often to where a player like me happens to run into a player like Chauncey was and the person that he is and the coach that he is. Just being able to kind of pick his brain sometimes and things like that, but to also not have to adjust to somebody different, a whole new personality, a whole new type of realm, kind of thing they're on. But I think just continuing to have Chauncey around is going to be huge for our relationship, person to person.
Yeah, you started out a little slowly, then you had that crazy hot stretch where you were killing it. A little dip there at the end. Was there a reason for that in your estimation? Were it just off stretch or?
Probably just an off stretch. I think I wasn't being as aggressive as I was. Kind of went to more like I said, less aggressive. I think that's my whole thing. The more aggressive I am, the better I play on both sides of the ball. The more aggressive I am on defense. The basketball guys always kind of help you out there as long as you're playing the game right.
How hungry are you, and how hungry do you think the team is to try and close this thing next year in the postseason?
I think we're really hungry. Dogs got to eat, so I think coming to next year, I think everybody's just going to focus and lock in. And, you know, I think that's all we really needed to see the team that we could be, you know, with this group specifically, to see the team that we could be, and we're seeing that. And like I said, harp on our defense, things like that, but just get that swag back.